Best ball season is never ending. Right now, drafts are going on Underdog, FFPC, Drafters. It's only DraftKings who haven't got their arse in gear. So let's get into it. The players at the top, they're the ones that really matter. They start your draft in a great way. And today we're going to talk about two running backs in round two.
Round one.
On Underdog, Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall are back-to-back in ADP, with Walker going at 22.6 and Hall going at 24.8. If you've started with a 101, you're likely looking at one of these two players on your way back in the second round. If you started with Justin Jefferson at 101, now's the time to decide. Do you want to go hero RB, or perhaps you want to stay away from these two and lean into zero running back? So which one of them should you be drafting, if any at all? Let's get into it, and I'll give you the arguments for both players. Kenneth Walker was the RB16 in half PPR points per game and put up more points than any other rookie running back in an impressive debut season. Between weeks 4 to 10, Walker was the RB6 across a period where he averaged 16.1 points per game, looking like a league winner. Down the stretch, he got banged up and his numbers suffered with significant dips in missed tackles, big run percentage, and touchdown rate. Walker averaged the 15th highest opportunity share amongst running backs in 2021, and that was in a big part down to Rashard Penny missing all but 5 games, which gave Walker an easy opportunity to take the job for himself. Penny's a free agent, coming off a broken leg, aged 27 and having played over 5 games just once in the last 3 seasons. Even if the Seahawks re-sign him, we shouldn't be worried about him as a threat to Walker's workload. Pete Carroll loves himself some running backs, but he's been happy to lean into talent over years, with one running back having at least 60% of the backfield touches in 3 of the last 4 seasons. The Seahawks drafted Walker highly. They want him to be the guy. The Seahawks had the 8th highest DVOA rating on offense from weeks 1 to 10, with their passing game ranked 4th in that period. From week 10 till the end of the season, the whole offense took a backward step. Not just Walker, they dropped to 18th in DVOA and 15th in passing overall. So the big question is, do you believe this backward step was on him, or was it part of the offense as a whole and everything just coincided? Do you believe that Walker can bounce back from that and be the kind of running back that we saw him over those first half of the season? While you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me who you're drafting out of Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall.
Round two.
Breece Hall was setting ablaze to defenses across the league and looked every bit the stud the dynasty community had hyped him up to be last offseason. Sadly, it wasn't meant to be, and he tore his ACL along with a minor meniscus injury to his right knee in week 7. After a slow start in week 1 where Hall touched the ball just 12 times against the Ravens, Hall went on to be the RB4 between weeks 2 and 6. Out-touching Michael Carter 83 to 54 in that period. It was talked about in the offseason that Carter might hoover up most of the receiving work, but Hall averaged 4.4 targets per game to Carter's 2.6. Only 10 running backs averaged more than him. Hall did this whilst on a mess of a Jets offense with Joe Flacco and Zach Wilson quarterbacking. The argument in favor of Hall is that this Jets offense has to improve. They get a good quarterback, even a bad quarterback, you can make an argument would be an upgrade on Zach Wilson. They have to improve, and hopefully the offensive line can stay healthy, which could really elevate Breece Hall's ceiling. Michael Carter played himself out of a long-term large piece of a pie with his poor play last year after a promising rookie season. James Robinson's a free agent, restricted free agent. The Jets could tender him, but it doesn't seem likely. Zonovan Knight seems likely to stick around, and he did play well at spells last year. And let's be honest, the Jets need him to stick around, and they need to be able to rely on him in the early part of the season if Breece Hall isn't able to perform to a high standard, because he is coming off a serious knee injury. Hall is no question the more talented running back, but this knee injury is a big deal. Hall's expected recovery time is between 9 months and a year. From when Hall injured himself, he has a 10-month window to recover for the start of the season. That's not a lot of wiggle room. I'm not a doctor, shocking as it may seem, but to my fantasy football mind, I can't help but think of the likes of Saquon Barkley and J.K. Dobbins, who struggled to look good in their returns from ACL injuries. Matthew Betts of the Fantasy Footballers has written a lot about running backs coming off ACLs, and regardless of the age or player's ability, it nearly always results in a drop in production for the first year back. Check out the comments for a link to that article. I like Breece Hall a lot, and if he drops back down to the end of the 3rd round, I'd have more of him this offseason. But for now, this fight goes to Kenneth Walker.
Winner!
Over on Twitter, when I posed this question, you can see the resounding answer was in favor of Breece Hall. So don't be surprised if we see Hall's ADP increase slightly. Hit the like button and subscribe. We've got loads more of these coming on the way. Lots of great rookie content, rookie profiles, mock drafts, best ball streams, and loads more ADP battles.